Welcome to this video, which is all about how to make stewed amethyst cabbage. I'm so excited you're here. This recipe is one of my favorites. So before we go any further, I want to introduce myself. My name is Christina Carlyle. As your coach and your biggest cheerleader, I want you to win. And I also say that because I know what it's like to struggle with my weight, and I know I used to struggle a lot with food, and I know my clients do too, which is why I wanted to share this recipe with you. It's truly nutritious, delicious, it's easy to make. It's a set it and forget it kind of thing. It's affordable. You can do this all around the world, and it's kind of a no-brainer. 1 cup of this recipe has 25 calories. It also has approximately 6 grams of carbs, 2 of which come from fiber, so there's 4 grams of carbs, net carbs, if you're interested in that info. It's also extremely healthy for you. It's made with purple cabbage, and purple cabbage is kind of like the red wine of the cabbage world. So I'm sure you've heard that wine is healthy for you. Well, that's because of red wine. It has that deep, dark red purple color. Dark red grapes have more antioxidants and polyphenols that activate antioxidant activity. Purple cabbage or red cabbage has more nutrients compared to green cabbage, and it just so happens I'm recording this video right before St. Patrick's Day, and I know so many people don't consume cabbage on a regular basis. A lot of people consume it only seasonally, like St. Patrick's Day, or depending on if it's on sale or not. So I wanted to share this recipe so you can try it, and also to explain more about why I recommend it to you. It's great to incorporate cabbage because a lot of people go for the regular things, the asparagus, the green beans, the broccoli. Plus it's beautiful, it's purple. And when you make this recipe, it really is a showstopper. Every time I've made it for people, they're like, whoa, what's that? You eat with your eyes. So the more brightly colored something is, the more appealing it is. I know every time I've made this to kind of see what people think about it and how they react to it, I'll take it to a party or a holiday thing, and I open up the dish and people are like, whoa, what's that? Like, they want to try it. In addition to it being low cal and high in nutrients and extremely easy to make and being affordable, it also is good for your immunity, and it can help your gut health. So I'm not sure if you've heard of gut health, the microbiome, your gut, leaky gut. You need probiotics for your gut. I hate saying that. I don't know why they started calling it the gut. I just don't even like saying it personally, but there are bacteria that live in your gut, and most of them happen in your small intestines, in your intestinal tract, not necessarily your stomach per se. And it's really important that we do get different types of nutrients and fibers into your gut so your bacteria can get the nutrients they need so you can balance your gut microbiome. And that's really important for your immunity. All of your immunity happens in your gut, and it just so happens that 90% of your serotonin does too. And a lot of people take probiotics and prebiotics and probiotics with prebiotics, but they don't realize that they can also have fermented foods. And maybe you do know that you can have fermented foods like kimchi or sauerkraut, but guess what kimchi and sauerkraut are made out of? Cabbage, which is also why I'm recommending it to you. By the way, there's a link to the blog post below. If you're watching this video on YouTube, hop over to the blog. You can listen to me talk and skim through the ingredients and my other tips for making this. You can also see more pictures. It's gorgeous. I love it. Don't forget to sign up as a CC VIP so you can get the pre and probiotic sheet in the resource library so you can incorporate more pre and probiotic foods into your routine. I also have more serving suggestions there that probably aren't going to make it into the video, just so you know. All you got to do is get a red cabbage, wash it off, cut it into equally sized steaks, chop them across lengthwise and top to bottom like you're making a tic-tac-toe board with 1-inch sections. Once you get those sections and you chop away all the heart, that hard stalky part, once you get it cleaned up, throw it in a crock pot, throw it in a stock pot, cover it with a liquid base, and you have the option to do filtered water. It's also really nice to do it in a stock. You could do veggie, you could do chicken, beef, you could also do bone broth. I would recommend doing an organic broth if you're going to be buying one pre-made from the store, just so you know. And I also recommend sticking to anti-inflammatory fats. So you wouldn't want to use safflower or corn oil or canola oil in this. You would want to use something like olive oil or grapeseed oil or coconut oil or something like that. You can throw in whatever seasonings and spices you like. I like olive oil, garlic, salt, pepper. I like to keep things simple. I always like to do corned beef kind of flavors from time to time, especially if it's during St. Patrick's Day or if I just want that taste at another time. And I also want to bring to your attention that 1 head of cabbage It's gonna feed about 3 people. I know for me personally, I'll get the smallest head because I like to cook in bulk, so it's automatic prep. And you get a maximum of 3 days in the fridge here. You wouldn't wanna make this and freeze it. You're gonna ruin it. It changes the texture too much. And it is also important that we do this on low, slow heat. We're looking about 2 hours, very low. We're not ever simmering. We're never ever gonna see bubbles. Low, slow heat because we want to gradually make them wilted, but not mushy. It's very easy. You just put it on low and you set a timer for about an hour and a half. I would recommend setting a timer for an hour and a half just so you can check it and kind of go from there. But when it comes out, give it an opportunity to dry. I throw it in a colander, or I have the salad spinner where I can whirl the water off of it. You may want to blot it with paper toweling or just kind of shake it so the water comes off before serving. Sometimes I serve this with a side of marinara sauce. I've also done this with bruschetta, which I liked. Make sure that you're getting as much of the water off of it if you are adding a sauce, just saying. You can add any sort of flavoring that you want. I've also chopped this up and added it to salads too, which is really nice just to have a different type of texture and to mix it up with other things. And one of my favorite ways to serve this to somebody is as a snack with some hummus and hot sauce. Hummus and hot sauce is my favorite way for me to introduce a lot of things. I'm actually gonna be sharing another recipe that has literally turned people's world upside down. When I give it to them, it's 3 ingredients and it has hummus and hot sauce and they love it. So stay tuned for that too. But hummus and hot sauce on cabbage, once it's dried and warmed up, then I add 2 tablespoons of hummus and then some hot sauce, and then I stir it up, and it is freaking delicious. I love it. I think you're gonna love it too. And regardless, it's just something to try, especially if it's gonna be something seasonal like St. Patrick's Day. You just wanna give it a try. I would love to hear what you think. If you could leave me a comment, I'd really appreciate it. And if you don't wanna miss next week's episode as a VIP, you're also going to get a direct link to the next training that links out to everything else that goes with it too. I always love to hear what you think, so please let me know if you like this video. I hope you have a wonderful week. I'll see you next time. Bye.